Okay, we will call the meeting to order, please, with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Roll call, Mr. Lombard?
Ullum.
Yes.
Odie. Yes. Saxter.
Absent for now.
Absent. Oh, Scott.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
All right, with that, if there are no changes to the agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve it as presented, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No conflict of interest disclosure requests for waiver this evening takes us to approval of the minutes from our regular meetings on May 12th and May 27th. I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented, please.
So move.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Community input? Don't believe there is any this evening. Then that takes us to the financial items, the bills and claims. Mr. Lombard.
Okay. The listing is included with your board packet. I had just a couple that I noted on my listing. Page 6, Pesca Construction, payment number 9 of $1,381,000 brings the total to date to Pesca Construction of $8.9 million. Page 8, fairly large quarterly payment to Teachwell, $308,909. And then on page 9 are the total bills of $2,612,000. Following that is an advance payments breakdown of $2,466. Pay vouchers for everyone. Regular pay vouchers, $184,000. Pay for unused sick days, $60,562. Pay for unused personal days, $114,150. And lastly, quite a list of food service bills that include lunch account refunds at the end of the year, $95,000 total, $95,937.
Thank you. Any questions on the bills and claims this evening?
Paul, the T12 bills, is that basically to clean up for this fiscal year of education from what was
No, it's just the end of the year.
end of the year stuff,
Yeah.
cleaning it up?
It's they bill on a quarterly basis, and then the additional special eds at the end of the year. Yeah.
All right, if there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the bills and claims as presented, please.
So move. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Financial report, Mr. Lombard.
Okay, and the cash report for the month of May, some pretty big numbers on the revenue side. That is associated with the tax draw. A good portion of our second tax draw came in the month of May. Total, reading down the third column, total cash at the beginning of May was $28.9 million. We received $13,308,000 during the month, which about $12.8 million was our property tax draw. I would point out too, in the middle section there's some transfers, operating transfer of $1.4 million from the capital outlay fund to the general fund. That's our operating transfer every year that we budget for. And then there's a couple of interfund transfers from the special education to the general fund. It was a cash flow loan. Same with the bond redemption fund, $294,000, a cash flow loan to the general fund. Total of $3.5 million of disbursements. It left $13.1 million at the end of, or it left $38.6 million at the end of May. $13.1 million was in the general fund. $5.5 million was in the capital outlay fund. 1.7 million in the special education fund, 1.3 million in the bond redemption fund, 63,000 in the enterprise fund, and $16.9 million in the project fund. All funds are paid back all their temporary interfund loans as of the end of May. Receipts follow that at 15.3 million. Investment report shows an additional $9 million CD this month. Payroll and benefits for the month of May were just under 2.9 million. Associated benefits and tax withholdings, 1.7 million. The actual cash reports for the month of May, revenue, I don't have anything new to note there. Revenues are coming in very much to budget, except for the general fund, which is going to be over budget. Expenditures, general fund shows 89.7% expended at the end of May. As I've been saying each meeting since I think October, that this is looking like it'll come out to about 98.7% of budget, just under 99% of budget. So fairly close, 1%. Their capital outlay fund will be just slightly below 100% of expenditures. Special ed fund, as you can see in the bill listing, those, like it always happens, the bills roll in, come out of nowhere at the end of the year. It's at 85.8% right now. I'm projecting it to show up at 96% at the end of the year. Bond redemption fund will be right at the 100%. The capital projects statements, there's two of them now, Berkman Valley Elementary. The top half, the second half is the middle school edition. Those certificates were sold and closed on June 4th for $7,135,000. We garnered premium of $455,000 on those certificates that were issued, and then the expenses to date that we have for the middle school edition. Remember, the transportation parking lot is included in that project that they're redoing right now. Food Service Department shows a net loss at 5/31 of $346,000 versus a budgeted net loss of $300,000, so it's just slightly over the budgeted loss. We'll see how that should be pretty close to that at the year end. And then lastly, the trust and agency statement shows $251,332 amounts held for others. Any questions?
All right, hearing no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the financial report as presented, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lundberg. All right, general business, we will move on to administration reports, Administrative Center, Superintendent Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We just start by noting that we have concluded the 24-25 school year with our final spring activities being completed here this last weekend. State AA softball, I believe, was our very last 24-25 school activity. So would certainly like to extend a thank you to all of our families and students as well as our staff for a great 24-25 school year. But I think we're officially in the books with the softball tournament being completed here this last weekend. Berkman Valley Elementary School, progress continues. Here just a little bit later in my report, I'm going to actually invite Mr. Henson up to show you the construction website so that folks can see exactly where the progress is documented and where folks can go to get additional information. So we'll leave that to him. Brandon Valley Middle School Edition, progress continues. Earthworks underway, foundations going in the ground, etc. Parking lot is progressing. I guess I would just say that at this point in time, we've got 8 weeks to get a whole bunch of stuff done before folks come back. So it makes for a really, really quick summer. Certainly appreciate all all the folks that are making our buildings and grounds come back to life here. Budget process, we've been through all of that. I guess I would note that our budget hearing will be held at our annual meeting in July. I believe that's scheduled for the third Monday of July. So we'll have the budget hearing at that time, in addition to potential action. We continue to work through all of the road construction that continues to occur and/or pop up, and we'll do so as we move through the summer. Next academic school year, I guess I would just note that the first day of school for students grades 1 through 12 is August 20th, and first day for junior kindergarten and kindergarten is August 22nd. First day for early childhood is Monday, August 25th. We've been through those dates a number of times, but at this point in time, Mr. Henson, I would invite you to drive.
Hello, my name is Chuck Henson. I am the Director of Academic Technology for the Brandon Valley School District. I'm here tonight to highlight the Central Communication Hub for the two ongoing building projects that we have. To navigate to those sites, you would go to the central office site, go to our district, then under Facilities, we have a link called Building Projects, and there is a link for Berkman Valley and for the middle school edition. Brandon Valley is one of the only schools in the state that actually does our own websites. There's no external company that manages it for them. So Chris Jones and I designed them from scratch. We built them and we maintain them, and I think we do a decent job of it. On the middle school site here, we have each one of these pages has a architectural plan. You can see how the building will look or how it will change. There's a video on the middle school site that Dr. Larson explains the changes and what's going to happen at that building. And then we have some pictures that I took with my dad and his drone. We go out every couple weeks and try to get those updated. This was from Saturday of this week, Saturday morning. You can see how it's coming along there. The footings on the one side are out up there, and the parking lot's being dug out. And they have the pad for what I believe is the equipment shed. And then down at the bottom, they have some information about when it's going to be complete. Over on the Berkman Valley site, we have another architectural plan. More construction photos. We'll go through those quick because they're fun to see. Oops. They got a lot going on. That's the transportation building. They actually got curbs in from the week before. See some of the buildings from high up, or some of the classrooms from high up, just have the outer edge. A lot of the buildings, or a lot of the walls closer to the office are coming up. You see the community room there, and the gym. That'll be the Commons, I believe. That's from the back side. There's also a quick flyover video that kind of shows the whole property. That is all I had. Any questions?
You did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
To say we're proud to have our own people doing our website is an understatement, so thank you very much. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for letting me bring Mr. Henson up to drive and show you those respective web pages. I guess I would just note that they serve as a centralized communication hub, and if folks are interested in terms of how the project is progressing, we try and update images every couple of weeks so folks can keep a tab on that, but it also outlines general timelines, information, et cetera. So would point folks to that direction. That's all I have. Would certainly entertain any questions you have.
Mr. Lundberg, anything additional?
I actually have two additional things. I'm sorry. The first item to note, I just want to put it on the board's mind to pay attention to as they see news and information come across. There are a number of legislative summer studies going on. One of those in particular surrounds property taxes. So I would ask that we're cognizant of those respective summer studies and just keeping our finger on that respective pulse. And then the second item I have to note is that there will be no board election in the Brandon Valley School District. Petitions were due, I believe, May 9th. For 2 seats, we had 2 petitions turned in, so there will be no school board election. Those 2 individuals filing petitions were David Bell and Renee Allen, so they retain seats on the Board of Education. No school board election. And now you can ask Mr. Lundberg.
Okay. Now I can ask you, Mr. Lundberg, anything additional tonight?
Same answer.
All right. Well, if I don't clarify it, then I'll get stuck someday if I don't ask. High school, anything tonight? No, we're good. All right, no middle school, no intermediate school, special services, elementary buildings, director of instruction, or operations manager, anything this evening? Oh, gee, okay. And then no activities director, because I bet he's out activitying. Anyway, board policy, none this evening, takes us to general business. I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 3 as presented, please.
So move.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Under personnel, I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 11, please.
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Items 12, 13, 14, 15 are information only. There's some communication and building permits for your review if you would like to look at those. Otherwise, that takes us to formal reports. Does anyone have a formal board report tonight they need to share?
Yes, I have a board report this evening. The safety committee met on the 28th of May, which I think was 2 weeks ago, Wednesday. So the quick update, we had the update from the resource officer. The school year ended pretty much on par, if not better, in some kind of categories that he responded to or was called into than the previous year. So we continue to show stable or better trends, at least from the SRO standpoint. We also went through the updated terminology from shelter in place and which kind of mirror the language that the Sioux Falls Police Department uses, and then the Brandon Police Department, we use the same language. So instead of shelter in place or lockdown, I forget the exact language, but we're going to mirror what the Sioux Falls Police do, and the Brandon Police will do the same thing. So that way, when everyone shows up, we're all speaking the same language. Discussion on the PSA timing that we do currently and what the content is, and what's the best way to distribute that. So what's most likely to have people read it, most likely in use information in the way that's most appropriate. The safety at the construction sites and at the remodel locations we touched on briefly, and family activities in school and how important it is to have people involved in their communities for the safety and kind of engagement of everybody. Then we talked about possible crosswalk locations, both here at the high school and other places that would help minimize or risk to students. That's the things I remembered. Anything else? Anyone else remembers? Okay, thank you. That's my report.
All right, anyone else? Teach Well is in the same boat we are right now. They're just kind of winding down and we're getting everything figured out to get started for the next year, so nothing else special there. All right, if no other formal board reports, that takes us to the end of our agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, and thank you everyone who came tonight for coming.